The events in this video are fictional as the characters portrayed within. Any similarities to anyone living or dead are merely coincidental and have been created at random by XCOM's name generator. Seriously. Welcome back one and all to XCOM EW Long War II, and Part 6, Driving Mother.
The downed UFO is in a densely populated urban area.
No, Bradley, that's wrong. It's not densely populated. I think you need to flog whoever's handling intel down at HQ. But let's ignore Bradley and get to the mission. So some of you might be noticing I sound a little bit different. Yes, I finally have a new mic. So no more sounding like this. From now on, I'm only going to sound like this. So with my mic celebrations out the way, let's get to the troop composition. We're finally going to make use of our sniper Einstein with his new scope and battle scanner. Reed, our run and gunning assault with an AP grenade and a laser sight. Aniston, our gunner with hollow targeting, suppression and a flashbang. Then our rookies, Jane Fonda, Julio Iglesias and Barack Obama, with an assortment of grenades and, I'd like to point out, no medkit. Because I forgot. But hey, hopefully that won't come back and bite me in the arse. So, enemy composition and numbers. I can expect the usual with an outsider, and I can imagine they're in 2 packs of 3 with the pilot on his lonesome. And unknown to me at the time, the meld is right there. But past me couldn't find any meld, so I move on. So I have Reed with a shotgun leading the way.
Headed there now.
And besides Einstein, the rest of the pack recklessly move ahead. Not the first mistake this mission, and probably not the last. Ideally, your squad should never reveal more area than what your chosen point man has uncovered. And in this case, the rest of my guys shouldn't be moving beyond Reed, as it limits the number of potential moves they have if any of them reveal a pack of aliens. With everybody else done carelessly moving forwards, Einstein pulls back behind heavy cover to get into a good sniping position, and lobs his battle scanner far left to clear one of our flanks. Again, not the brightest move, but I read on a pack of aliens sneaking up on us.
Big brother is online.
Surprise, surprise, we're facing Sectiods. And I finally see the meld I failed to spot earlier. And with greed in my heart, I begin Reed on one of our many dashes that'll be my undoing.
Double time.
I'm not so reckless though that I'd ignore the chances of triggering a pack while dashing. So the rest of the team heads south slightly,
Solid copy.
before making the dash across. And in Long War, although snipers in Overwatch can only shoot targets outside of squad sight range, because of the relatively close proximity, I leave Einstein in Overwatch. Go on, Reed. What's the worst that could happen? Go on, Reed. Get the meld. Get the meld. Go get the meld. Get the meld. Get the meld!
Already there. Alien
Got
object
something
in
over
sight.
here.
Oh, hey, greedy little human. Do you want our meld?
Yep, 2 Sectiods and a Sectioid leader hugging the meld. So this episode's drama is going to be called, yes, I did just do that. So Reed's got no more moves left, and 2 of the Sectioids can flank him in 1 turn. And the Sectioid leader can even do it without putting himself in a flank, by going here. So how am I to deal with my own stupidity? Jane Fonda moves up to an awkward full cover to support with a smoke grenade,
Rolling.
just in case they do manage to flank Reed. Smoke's going to be better than nothing. With the limited number of choices Aniston's got, she moves up to full cover, in the meagre hope that she'll be dealing a suppression.
That's affirmative.
But of course it's not meant to be. Iglesias moves up to the furthest cover to pin the Sectiods down with Overwatch, and with Obama not being able to get into any kind of safe and useful position, I simply have him dash forward in half cover to act as a distraction.
Yes, sir.
So with the rest of the squad in position to cover Reed, we see if Einstein can put anything out the bag from where he is. And with the 42% shot, Einstein deals some heavy damage, but just 1 short of a kill. With nothing left to do but wrap up the turn, Fonda pops her smoke.
Cover going out.
Iglesias and Aniston go into Overwatch to help pin the Sectiods down. And it looks like they take Obama's bait.
Taking fire over here.
Shot 1's a miss. Shot 2's a hit for 3 damage, but thankfully nobody panicked.
Incoming fire.
And luckily the last shot was a miss as well. Oh, and hey, looks like there's more than one meld canister. Not that getting the first one turned out too good. So before we move anybody up, let's see if Einstein can hit another 42. And incredibly, Einstein bags her first sniper kill. I can run and gun Reed up to get a flank, but I really don't want to trigger any more contacts. So I'm going to try to deal with these two without advancing too far. Obama pulls round to get a flank.
Moving to position.
With his ridiculous aim. Who the hell gave Obama a gun if he can only hit his targets 50% of the time? I guess that would have been me. Well, you work with what you got. Now it's time for Reed to activate his run and gun and bring the pain.
Going in for the kill. On the move.
But why didn't I run and gun Reed here behind this tree in full cover, I hear you cry? Put simply, it's because of the shoddy aim and I don't want to risk him missing at that range. And with Reed moved out, Iglesias moves up one tile over from his old spot. In concealment, but still in grenade range. Now with that spot free, Aniston moves up to where Iglesias was.
Okay.
Knowing that from there he's guaranteed to suppress either of the sectoids. And before we start shooting, our last rookie Fonda moves up to join Iglesias.
Solid copy.
And now it's time for Reed to get some payback on that sectoid leader for tagging Obama. And with a guaranteed hit and a 70% chance for a critical, shows exactly why I can't wait to get aggression on assaults. Dealing a painful 5 damage but 1 shy putting that sectoid leader down. But I guess it's only fair that Obama deals the killing blow. And using his pistol for a 52-50, guarantees that it'll never have an accuracy dedicated roll. But luckily Iglesias and Fonda are both in range for their AP and HE grenade. But because I don't want to risk destroying Reed's cover and leaving him out in the open to the win with that last sectoid, I use Iglesias' AP. So Aniston can pin down the remaining sectoid.
Aye, aye.
And with the benefits of hollow targeting, Fonda takes her 29% shot from heavy cover to heavy cover. Oh well, no loss. And with that sectoid now fearing for his life, he just goes into Overwatch. Which leaves me to suppress with Aniston, giving +10 aim to everyone else.
X-ray lockdown.
And with +10 aim, Einstein takes his 52% shot. Yet again, scoring a hit. So with the last sectoid suppressed and on 1 health, it's time for everyone else to start firing wildly. Starting with Fonda and her second 29% shot. Nice and easy, half the contacts down and only 1 injury. If only I'd brought a medkit. Now with all our active contacts dead, Reed sees if you can pick up the meld from the low ground. I guess not. Well, it's something to remember in the future. So at the risk of triggering anyone new, Iglesias steps up to grab the meld that Reed can't reach. Obama moves up and then reloads his pistol. And then I have him switch back to his assault rifle in case I forget later. Yes, you can actually do that. You can switch weapons even though your soldier's completely out of actions. In a few situations it is actually possible to exploit that bug, but don't worry, I don't use it as an exploit, I only ever use it to stop myself from being forgetful. And we can hear more sectoids and more meld. I skip the turn to reload the rest of my troops.
Rack tat bang.
I'm ready.
Then put the remaining in Overwatch. And judging by the clank of metal and the gargle of sectoid voices, it sounds like the remaining pack is inside the UFO. So Iglesias takes a peek. And not revealing anything, Reed moves up 1 square further.
Heading to that location.
And still nothing. And not wanting to push my luck, I just bring the rest of the troops up behind them.
Moving to position.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Time to motor.
Including my sniper, as he won't get very good shots shooting over that hill.
Look out! Roger, got my eyes on.
Scanning.
And once more I move Einstein up again to get him into a better sniper position. Lo and behold, another mistake. The classic misclick.
In Bewegung.
I dash Einstein up one square to get him into his originally intended place. And then skip the turn because I don't want to take any more risks.
Coming now. What was that?
And that sounds like the scampering of sectoid footsteps moving closer. So with a new turn, Reed steps over to offer up his old cover.
I'm on the move.
And with Reed's old spot up for grabs, Aniston pounces.
Aye, aye.
And Fonda moves over to the right to see if she can get a flank as the sectoids come out of the UFO.
Heading there now. Target acquired.
Oh crap. What the hell, are there 3 packs or did they teleport? Right, well I guess it's time to reposition. Einstein dashes back to the furthest full cover, even though it's not ideal for shooting from.
Renner.
Iglesias moves right to full cover for a good Overwatch position. Obama steps over to make room for Reed.
That's affirmative.
Reed then joins him.
I'm rolling.
Aniston dashes up next to them.
Got it.
And lastly, Fonda dashes forwards to get into concealment and be in close range.
That's affirmative.
Aye, aye.
And as the first little guy steps forwards, Iglesias takes his 44% Overwatch. Tagging the little shit for 4 damage. While his friend behind him retaliates. Thankfully only hitting the cover. And unknown to past me, that scampering is the sound of a pack of septoids yet to be revealed. And with 57%, let's see if Einstein can keep up his shooting streak. Too bad, that really would have helped. Iglesias dashes up by Fonda to get into close range.
Corriendo.
And Aniston dashes to his old cover.
Double time.
While Obama moves up to whatever full cover he can find.
Got it covered.
And Reed joins him in half cover,
Moving to position.
both hunkering down. And instead of throwing a grenade to finish off the injured sectoid, Fonda moves back and goes into Overwatch.
Aye, aye.
And it would have been a grenade if I'd knew there were more sectoids roaming the map.
Roger. Got my eyes on.
Another sectoid shot and a miss. And look who turns up for the perfect flank.
You came to the wrong neighbourhood, boy.
Now I'm in a lot of trouble, and things are going to get very, very messy. So with Einstein not being able to shoot anybody else, he takes his 57% shot. And incredibly a hit, and it would have been a kill if I'd thrown Fonda's grenade earlier. Now I need Fonda to get back into her old position to throw a grenade, but unfortunately the far top sectoid is in Overwatch. So I'm going to need Iglesias to burn the Overwatch. And because moving in Overwatch offers 20 defense and dashing offers 40, I have him take 1 step out, so his next move's a dash.
Andando.
And having forced a dash, I make him move up to the high ground. Well, that just sucks. It didn't trigger his Overwatch. But nonetheless, Fonda's going to have to move up and throw a grenade, and I'm hoping because of the angles, he doesn't get a shot.
Heading to that location.
And thank God she makes it. So it's finally time for some high explosives.
Grenade out.
And dealing 3-1 to the wrong sectoids, leaving the far sectoid on 1 health. Now Reed needs to dash up and help.
Running.
And just out of range of Overwatch fire. Yet another mistake. Instead of moving into half cover to hunker down, Obama dashes back into full cover.
Let's do this.
And using the same trick Iglesias did, Aniston takes 1 step out to force a dash,
Moving to position.
then dashes for the best chance of avoiding that far sectoid's Overwatch. But I'm guessing she was 1 tile out of range.
Incoming over here. No!
Ouch, the president gets tagged and starts panicking. While this little guy causing me more problems by going to Overwatch. And this guy offers himself up as a sacrifice by dashing. And there's our last sectoid, who also dashes.
Vigilad los flancos.
Yes, Obama, it's very scary, I know. I'm glad you weren't the president in Independence Day. So we're down one soldier this turn by Obama being panicked on 1 health. And unfortunately is in the best place for Aniston to be to suppress. So to be in full cover, that means she has to move up. And as a first this campaign, my next mistake.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Forgetting about Overwatch.
I'm all right.
Bang, 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 miss, miss, miss. And purely by blind luck, that sectoid should have had about a 60% chance to hit. But that's where my luck ends, because Aniston's 1 square off, flashbanging those 2 advancing sectoids. And with no shots, Einstein moves back to his old camping ground to see if he can get a better angle.
Begebe mich auf Position.
As he's got nothing better to do, he just steadies his weapon for next turn. Now to deal with the 2 sectoids on the right. Fonda needs to move up and get a flank here, which will be concealed from the high ground sectoid here, but could easily get flanked if that sectoid moves, which means Iglesias needs to get into position to either kill it or overwatch it. So he moves up to low cover at close range to see what he can do.
A la orden, Comandante.
And 60-10 is nowhere near good enough. So Fonda moves for a flank,
No need to ask twice.
and Reed activates run and gun to see if he can assist.
Hunt him down.
And this is around the time that I realise the mistake I've made, and panic starts to set in. Fonda here can get flanked by that sectoid if he moves here. And for reasons that are beyond me, instead of dashing up to full cover to use Reed's run and gun, with a close range shotgun shot over low cover, which at that range would have been about 70%, I instead have Reed take a 36% pistol shot. Why past me? Why? That made no fucking sense. Which leaves Fonda on her own to take her 85% pistol shot.
He's down.
Well, at least that was a hit. And Iglesias goes into close range Overwatch to do what he can to cover Fonda.
Afirmativo, cubriendo.
And finally, considering the firepower coming her way, I have Aniston throw a flashbang instead of using a suppression, as I wouldn't want her to panic from an injury breaking her persistent gunfire.
Están retrocediendo.
The first sector on the left scratches Aniston's armour for 2, the second sector on the left begins to flank and decides Overwatch is the best bet. The mid sectoid, either because he's off by 1 square or because stupidity is contagious, decides suppression is the best bet. Leaving the sector on the right deciding that a close range mind fray is the best option. And I guess he was right, because it looks like Iglesias has fallen back into old habits and panicked. Let the fun times roll, because I still haven't paid for that stupid mistake earlier. Although, judging by the way things are going, it's not going to be long. So first we need to deal with the panicked Iglesias and the sectoid on the right. And with that in mind, Reed moves up as far as he can into low cover.
I'm on the move.
And by nothing short of a miracle, he has a shot on that sectoid. The shot itself is irrelevant, it's the fact that he can go into Overwatch and pin that sectoid in place, that may very well save Iglesias' life. And it also allows Einstein to take his 77% steadied weapon shot, which increased his accuracy by 20. Scoring a hit, but unfortunately dealing no more than 3 damage. So with nothing else to do to help Iglesias, Reed goes into Overwatch, in hopes that sectoid won't flank him.
I'm on it.
Now to deal with the sectoids on the left. Aniston needs to start pushing back by getting a flank on the closest sectoid, and that means burning a close range flashbanged Overwatch shot, which has probably a 20 to 30% chance to hit.
I'm under fire.
And lucky for her, it doesn't. Now it's time for Aniston to return the favour, with a 97% 50. Dealing a perfect 5 damage, which leaves 3 more to go, and because Obama's clinging for his life with 1 health, I pull him back and hunker him down in concealment, as even a single mind fray would kill him. Obama, you are now completely useless for the rest of the mission. And we finish the turn with Fonda overwatching her sectoid. Wow, that must mean about 70% chance to hit. That, on the other hand, must have been out of 40% chance to hit. At least it only did 2 damage and nobody panicked. And the last sectoid spent the rest of his turn reloading his little plasma pistol. So a new turn, and let's see what Einstein can do without steadying his weapon with a 57% chance to hit. Einstein here is really breaking the stereotype of snipers not hitting anything less than 8% chance to hit, and it's just the break we needed. With the danger dealt with on the right, Reed dashes up to join Fonda.
Affirmative. Moving out.
And Inglesias, under the effects of Mind Fray, moves as far as he can in the concealment of high ground. While Aniston suppresses,
Roger that.
Fonda overwatches,
On Overwatch.
and Obama does all he can and hunkers down. First shot misses,
Fire.
and second is a reload. And a new turn means Einstein takes his only shot, 42%. And no luck. But that's okay, because we're finally beginning to retake control of the situation.
A la orden, comandante.
And Inglesias moves up to finally leave the ranks of rookies, taking his 84% 60 high ground shot. Dealing a perfect critical hit, 6 damage, while Aniston suppresses a remaining sectoid.
Suppressing fire on target.
And Fonda, not wanting to advance and flank, revealing the pilot, dashes around into full cover to offer support next turn.
Location confirmed.
Reed does the same, going into low cover,
Running.
leaving Obama overwatching, because why the hell not?
I will, Commander.
They're trying to pull back.
With no other choice, the sectoid's forced into Overwatch, and Einstein begins his voyage to join the rest of his team by moving up and reloading a sniper rifle.
It's okay.
Yet again, Aniston suppresses her target, granting +10 aim for everyone else against it.
Aye, Commander. Got no ammo.
And everyone else can start firing wildly, beginning with Fonda, with 51%. With a miss.
Target's still up.
Inglesias swings around so as not to activate the pilot. Reed takes his shot with his pistol for 46%, and then switches weapon, but at least he did 2 damage. Again, not wanting to take any chances with Obama, I leave him where he is.
Incoming fire.
Einstein continues his advance. Fonda overwatches as a substitute for Aniston's suppression to pin the target in place.
I'm on it.
Inglesias carries on swinging around to join the team. Aniston and Reed hunker down because one's injured and the other one's in low cover. And Obama overwatches as he's completely safe where he is. And this turn that sectoid looks like he's really panicked, so he just hunkers down. Einstein continues to dash up. Aniston backs away to low cover in concealment to reload.
Good to go.
Fonda shimmies over to make room for Reed.
Heading out.
And Reed takes her old spot.
That's affirmative.
And Inglesias moves up to take Reed's old spot. And hunkers down because he's injured and in the line of fire, while everybody else overwatches.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Finally, Einstein's moved into position to get a shot, but won't be firing this turn.
Bin unterwegs.
And through concealment, Aniston moves back to her old position,
I'm rolling.
to suppress,
Aye, aye. Ready to fire.
so that everybody else can start firing wildly again. Starting with Reed with 58-20. Bang! A damage critical hit.
Target eliminated.
So with that train wreck taken care of, everybody can reload, while I look around for the best approach towards the alien ship. It looks like the west side of the ship's most intact and offers the most concealment, but unfortunately there's no cover to approach from. While the east side wall's been heavily damaged, but there's much more cover to choose from. So it looks like east side it is. Now while I fast forward my guys making their approach, what does my new microphone mean for the future episodes I'll be releasing? What you see now are all the components that make up a single video. My last video in fact, Rotting Breath.
I'm on the move.
which is why it takes so long to make a single episode. Each episode consists of recording the mission, recording the voiceover, cutting and editing the mission, adding the overlays like the enemy counter, adding any fancy crap that I wanted, adjusting the sound levels, checking for any fuck-ups, then rendering and uploading. With the new microphone it's going to be pretty much the same thing, except I intend to record my voice while I'm playing, which will help save a lot of time, as well as any confusion trying to work out what the hell I was thinking while I was playing, and only adding a voiceover on top of the existing one for any corrections or any missing information. So we finally reached the east side of the UFO. So I have all of my troops line up against the wall like the wrong side of a firing squad.
Heading to that location. Affirmative. Moving out.
So now that we're in position, I send Iglesias to low cover to take a peek.
Boy, aquí vienen.
And finally, here he is. In range for Reed's running gun.
Going in for the kill. Target confirmed. On our way.
And he takes the first shot with a 98-70. Which is all he needs with a massive 14 damage critical hit. So let's recap those mistakes. Don't forget to bring a medkit. Don't reveal area beyond what your point man can see. Don't waste battle scanners. Ignore the meld if you want to live. Be careful where you're clicking. If things aren't going your way and you've got a free kill, take it. Don't underestimate what long wall will throw at you. Hunkering down in half cover is better than standing in full cover. Be aware of enemy overwatch. Don't let yourself get flanked. When things are going to hell, stay calm. Well, I think that just about covers all my mistakes. The ironic thing is, I really thought I was concentrating. But I guess not. Another successful UFO raid, another successful Taco Bell establishment. And it looks like all of our rookies have got themselves a promotion. And even better, Iglesias didn't take any damage beyond his armour, which means he won't be spending any time in sickbay. But let's get to Reed's Lance Corporal promotion perk. First there's Flush, which like Aniston's is a great finisher, with reduced damage but higher accuracy, but the problem is it's incredibly unpredictable. Then there's Steadfast, which stops Reed from panicking because of something that's happening to somebody else. Essentially it stops indirect panic. And in later versions of Long War it'll even stop chain panic. Then there's Close Combat Specialist. As long as Reed isn't panicked, hunkered down or out of ammo, he'll take a single pot shot at every enemy that closes within 4 tiles of him. So without a doubt that's what it's going to be. Then there's the rookies. Fonda and Iglesias can both become gunners or rocketeers, but with their marginally below average aim they'll probably become gunners. But we'll leave them for now just in case. And then there's Obama with his 52 aim. Obama, stop dreaming, it's never going to happen, you're never ever going to touch a sniper rifle. So for the rest of your probably short life you're going to be drawing Overwatch fire and being shot at for a living. Because God knows you can't shoot for shit. But at least we got a lot of salvage and even a bit of scrap. And the little base management we have is to sell a bit of scrap on the side. But before we continue, a quick word on base management. In the couple of weeks I've had between the last video, I've had some time to reconsider my base design. Although columns of room types would have been easier to achieve, it's not the most efficient and doesn't give the most bonuses. So taking into account what XCOM's random base generator gave me, which let's be honest was just a single steam block, this is the most efficient base design I could come up with. As before, power in the column on the left, satellites in a block in the next 2 columns, laboratories in a block in the next 2 columns after the lift, workshops and foundry in the column after that, and unique buildings wherever the hell I can fit them. Although I'll probably make sure that one of the 2 spaces is taken up by a gene lab, just to make sure I get an extra lab bonus. So with nothing else to do, let's spin the wheel. Now you see, I knew this was going to happen, even before I pressed scan for activity.
Commander, we're receiving a transmission from the Council. Coming on
Yep,
screen.
I've been anticipating this the past couple of weeks. So let's see what we've got. Oh god, not a bomb mission. Not for my first Council mission, not a bomb mission. Well, at least in the train yard. Not as good as the meat locker, but better than the cemetery. And train yard means no snipers.
Excellent.
So who's coming with us? Definitely no rookies. Bruce Lee to throw grenades from behind concealment. Julia Roberts for its all gone to hell, let's fire a rocket. Christian Bale for his medkits and the amount of spit that's going to be flying around, or acid as now known. Paul Newman to burn Overwatch, with the extra health from ceramic plating for added Overwatch survivability, and a medkit for immunity to poison to make sure he's always on full health. Denzel Washington with our only scope for his double fire ability. And Johnny Cash to get in close and finish the job. And we finally have our first fully multicoloured team. So...
Our target site is near the German border.
Now I have to point out I'll be running Beta 7 and possibly even Beta 8 when I play this mission. And if I'd known that'd be the case, I would have got rid of the medic and had everybody carrying their own medkit, making them immune to poison. Or acid, as it's now known. As acid will completely wreck an unprepared team. But that'll have to wait for next time, as the men in suits beat me to death with a bloody red scepter.
Heading there now.
No, driving mother, don't beat me, I've been bad. I promise I'll never forget not to underestimate enemy numbers again. No, driving mother, don't beat me!
Weapons high.